It has been, and it is called the trial of the century. And the media attention that it has drawn may very well equal that of JFK's assassination. However, the attention granted to the OJ Simpson trial may have overshadowed the horrific crime that was committed, the brutal murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman. Nicole's very good friend, very close friend, Faye Resnick, is trying to change all of that with the release of her book. This book has been banned from all U.S. press. It's called Nicole Brown Simpson, The Diary of a Life Interrupted. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Faye Resnick. Hello, Faye. Welcome. I think it would be only right that we stated first the man has not been convicted yet, okay? We're not here to state that OJ Simpson is a murderer because the man is still on trial. I read a great deal of this book last night. A lot of this book is about a woman who was very badly abused and about a man who we know, in fact, was an abuser.
Yes.
One of the things that came out that I thought was interesting, and there were many things, Faye, was about himself, a profile of a man who is an abuser. And in this particular case, it was a man who so desperately needed to be the center of everything.
Yes. Very sad.
I'm not sure if this is a common profile of an abuser, but what kind of profile would you give to O.J. Simpson as the man you knew in his relationship with Nicole?
Well, O.J. was very controlling over Nicole, and he had to have center stage wherever he went, not just with Nicole. He felt the need to dominate Nicole in every way.
Could you say he was a very insecure guy? Very insecure man?
He was insecure when it came to Nicole, very much so, because Nicole really didn't let him control her most of the time. Every now and then she would allow him to after the abuse. She would become docile, and then she would gain her strength, regain her strength, and that's, yeah, he couldn't control her at times.
How did you get to know Nicole?
I got to know Nicole through my very good friend, Kris Jenner, and she introduced me to her at Nicole's home one day, Nicole and OJ's home.
How long were you friends?
2 years.
And close friends?
Very close friends for 2 years. We had met each other 2 years before that, so it took us 2 years to really become very good friends.
In the book, you credit Nicole with saving your life.
Yes, she did.
How?
Nicole strongly suggested through an intervention program that I went into a recovery home, Exodus Recovery Center, to get treatment for cocaine abuse.
And it was while you were there going through this that you learned of her...
It was 3 days after I checked into Exodus that Nicole was murdered.
And since that day to this, have you been involved? I think you have not been involved in drugs because you made a major decision there.
Oh, absolutely. No, I have no interest.
And a declaration and a promise to Nicole. What was it?
The promise to Nicole was to tell her story, not to let the abuse, not to let her silence remain silent. And that if, in fact, she was murdered, that I would tell exactly what happened.
You want us to know about her story as an abused wife first?
Yes, as an abused wife. That's what is in the book that it talks about. And then again, it talks about Nicole in general. It talks about the state of mind, what it takes for a woman to go back into a relationship such as she did with OJ, back into an abusive relationship.
How bad was the abuse? What's the worst you recall of it?
The abuse was so bad. There was one time, and this is not even in the book, where she was beaten by him with a wine bottle and broke her rib, checked into the hospital, and told the doctor that she had fallen off of a bicycle. Which has been verified by the hospital.
They were together how many years?
They were together for 17 years altogether.
Was it an abusive through the whole 17 years?
On and off, yes, on and off. Nicole was stuck in the cycle of violence that many women are stuck in, and she could not get out. And even when she finally got out, she had to go back.
That's the most bizarre part, is this what she's free of him, she makes the break, he's met another woman, he says, I'm not going to womanize anymore, I'm happy with Paula, and Nicole instigates and gets him to go back. Why?
That's all it took, was for her to find out that he would never womanize again, because that was the reason that he used to beat her. when she would ask him if he was womanizing. And that was unacceptable for her to do. You weren't supposed to approach him with it. So she went back to him when she thought she was going to be monogamous.
She went back and sought him out. And got him to go back.
Instigated the reconciliation. She loved him. He's a very lovable man when he's nice.
There's that part of him that's very lovable.
Oh yeah, he's a great guy when he's nice. He just turned.
Changed. There have been some terrible things said about your friend Nicole. The media have made her out to be a druggie, a slut. I mean, they were really...
That's typical, isn't it? In most rape cases, in most that the victim becomes the perpetrator. The victim becomes, it's her fault. The victim becomes the problem. Yeah, they've said some terrible things.
You make the point that in their relationship, you say in their marriage, she was a one-man woman. She did not fool around on OJ.
No.
In fact, there were some people that she was sort of interested in, and when she finally made the break from him, she had some affairs.
Yes.
In fact, in one of the affairs, there's this bizarre story about OJ hiding in the bushes. Did she know he was out there? Did she see him? Is that how she knew?
No, he came in the next day and told him. If she would have known he was there, she would have stopped. He does that with their ex-husband watching.
But he came in the next day, on one occasion or several occasions, and told her that he had seen her making love in the living room.
On one occasion, it was with Keith. On one occasion, we had always checked the bushes to find out if he was so obsessed with her. He really was, and he was always wanting to find out what she was doing. Very sad.
Towards the end of the book, when she was separate, and I guess very shortly before you lost her, the two of you had an affair, a one-night affair together.
Mm-hmm.
Were lovers.
Yes, we were together one night, physically.
Did OJ know about this?
No, he wasn't aware until after.
You say that the money from this book is going to the Children's Education Fund?
Part of the money from the book is going to Justin and Sydney, their education fund. Another part of the book is going to, the proceeds from the book are going to an abuse center for battered women in downtown Los Angeles, and also substance abusers. There's this one particular home that's in desperate need.
Why do they need the money? We assume that the OJ's got enough money to educate his kids.
OJ hasn't given his children money except to pay for the education for the tuition of this year. OJ has been spending his money on his defense. And the way it's going, he'll need all of that money for his defense and he has not allotted the children monies at this point. I don't know what he's planning on doing in the future, but at this point he's not. So we just can't leave it, the children are the victims also.
In your heart of hearts, you believe that OJ is responsible for their deaths?
Absolutely.
You base this on, there's no doubt that he abused her and he, in fact, threatened to kill her. The fact that whether or not he did it, you believe he did because...
Because he told me he would. And he also told Nicole he would. And we all want to believe that in a heat of passion, the way OJ was so in such rage when he found out that Nicole did not want to ever be with him again, we want to believe that he just said that. But then a month later, she was killed. And supposedly 2 days later, after he told both she and I that he would kill her, he went and bought a knife at a knife store. It's just... the evidence is all there. There's 110% evidence against the man. I just need to, and the reason I wrote the book is I saw a lot of people forgetting about Nicole and Ron. The sympathy was going toward OJ, and I understand that. Everybody loves him. He's a lovable man. But the problem is he's not the same man anymore. And, we have to not forget the victims.
I think part of your story tells us that he was never the man that we thought he was.
No, of course
In fact,
not.
he almost lost the Hertz account because of a beating of her when she was found outside with jeans and a top on. The police came, and she called the Hertz officials and told them over the phone that it really wasn't that bad.
And he told her if he didn't do that, that he would lose that account.
And they would lose everything.
Yeah. But you have to understand, I have empathy for the man as a human being. I know he could not control himself. He couldn't not kill her. He had to kill her.
He couldn't not kill her? He had to kill her?
Not kill her.
Why did...
He was so obsessed with Nicole. He was she was the only thing that he did not obtain in his life. He could not help himself. I believe the man went crazy. The problem is he had a month to decide not to. He made the death threat a month before she died. I had wished that he would be able to reconsider before he actually did it. I can only say he couldn't help it. Sad but true.
I think a lot of this book is about and you've referred to this once, what a lot of people do not understand is what happens to a woman when she gets caught in this cycle, why she goes back, how she becomes so brainwashed, so conditioned, so hooked on this cycle. Because you talk a lot about that at the end. You say to women, get out now, it's never better, there's never another chance. And how much courage it takes for a woman to actually even try to get out of one of those messes.
It takes so much courage, but until it starts happening, until women start doing it, it'll continue. And when I say he had to kill her, I'm saying that the women that are in relationships like that right now, go. Before it gets to the point that it did with Nicole and OJ, before it gets bigger than themselves. And there's a lot of places to go in the back of the book in Canada that they can go to, and it has to be taken a look at very seriously. The silence has to stop.
There are addresses. There are Canadian women's helplines and American women's helplines at the back of the book. I think some of the people in the audience have some questions that they'd like to ask.
I was wondering why you waited until after the murder to make public the abuse and the other information you had.
I didn't wait until after the murder. I told Nicole, I had Nicole tell her therapist, I asked her to document it, talk to her attorneys, call the police. We didn't wait. We had a plan that if we told enough people about it, that it maybe would not happen. She was afraid to become open with it because she was afraid that if she went public with it to the police, that he would do it out of a fit of anger.
But there was also the thing that she had gone to the police before and they didn't, I mean,
she had gone to the police so many times.
Give it up, please, yeah.
She had gone to the police so many times. There was 30 different phone calls made, 911 phone calls made. The police did not help her, obviously. We have a problem in the United States. I'm not exactly sure what kind of problems we have in Canada, but we have a definite problem. It takes the wife to actually convict the man.
That happens here when the police, it's a difficult thing for police when they arrive in domestic violence, and often the woman will back down because of her children, because she's trying to keep it together. She says, no, really, I love him. She tries to make it better. And that again is the hostage mentality that we've been talking about, that women have to really try to come to terms with.
They have to.
Or they stay there until they get killed, and that's what this book is about.
Or until they get killed physically, or until they get killed mentally. You see, a lot of people don't understand that. An abused woman becomes, her soul disappears.
I think we've run out of time, but although you believe he is guilty, what do you think is going to happen in this trial?
Oh, I think I know he'll be convicted of murder. He'll be convicted of murdering Nicole and Ron. Just exactly what needs to happen will happen.
Well, I should tell you again that this book is not available in the United States. It has been banned, all publications for the time being.
Actually, just interviews, and that was our own banning. We decided not to do that.
Oh, I understood that it was the judge, what's his name, at finally said, no, enough, stop.
Right, Judge Ito said that, but we have First Amendment rights in the United States, and that was my
So why
decision.
are you doing them here and not in the United States?
Because in the United States, the jury still hasn't been sequestered, and I don't want them giving any more ammunition saying that there's going to be a mistrial, which is ridiculous in the first place. We do have First Amendment rights in the United States, and we can expose anything. Judge Ito just didn't want potential jurors reading the book because the book has so much truth in it that it's just a little too close to the bone.
Thank you for dropping by. We're going to take a break. We're back after this.